It's so serious, y'all. I've got it on my freaking Kindle.
Hello everybody, welcome to or back to my channel. Today we are going to be kicking off a weekend reading vlog, and I am very excited for the books that I have read and will read. But before we dive into that, I do need to thank the sponsor of today's video really quick, and that is Hungry Root. Hungry Root is an online grocery subscription delivery service. It's kind of like having someone take care of the weekly grocery shopping, taking into consideration your taste, nutrition preferences, and health goals, and then delivering all of that packaged perfectly to your front door. To get started, you tell them a little bit about your goals, what you prefer, and they will fill your cart with personalized recommendations that only get smarter the more they learn about you and what you did like or you did not like. And for a limited time, you can get 40% off your first box plus a free gift for life if you go to hungryroot.com and use code oliviareadsalatte. I will leave all of that linked down below because you can get 40% off your first box and then a free gift for life at hungryroot.com with code oliviareadsalatte. And thank you so much to Hungry Root for sponsoring this portion of the vloggy vlog, and now let us get into all of the reading that I got up to.
Hello, you guys. Welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new here, my voice doesn't always sound like this. Promise. But we're here now, so yes. So, I have some books in my lap that I am so freaking excited to read right now. These are 2 new releases. Actually, it's 3 new releases. And one of them is included in the read or unhaul, but we are having a That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana crossover moment. And I'm going to show it in here because I'm loving it so much. I need to scream it from the rooftops. And that is The Just Said Crown. You guys, please, for the love of God, go pick up The Just Said Air. It is so good. It is so good. And if you tried it and you're like, Olivia, I didn't like it, go try again. I'm actually genuinely serious. It is exactly what I love in a fantasy where you're like, oh, hold on, why is the romance so good though? That is my kind of fantasy romance, which is to say, my kind of fantasy romance isn't fantasy romance because this is not a fantasy romance. It's really not. Please know that because the fantasy is a huge portion of it, and I don't want people to be let down by that happening. Although you shouldn't, because the political conniving, scheming, plotting is so good and so well done and so interesting. And I was freaking out about it on sprints yesterday, and I'm continuing on. I am on chapter 28, 262 pages in. I am reading it with one of my work besties, and it is a great time. Literally, every single time the bell rings, we run to each other and we're like, oh my God, where are you? Where are you? Are you freaking out? And yes, we're always freaking out. Because Sylvia and Aaron are just... yes. So, it's so serious, y'all. I've got it on my freaking Kindle. And I am also reading it that way. So I will be putting the physical... oh, no, I won't. I'll do this when I'm going to bed. I literally am having such a bad allergy. I was going to say flare-up, but it's an attack. I feel attacked. So I'm going to turn this light on, and I'm going to read, because sitting up helps. Although it literally doesn't, because then I also have to just stand up and walk around, and then I can breathe again, which I just learned is normal. So... cool. Glad to know I'm not broken that way. Now I have 2 other books. One is from the library, and that is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. And this is another... I think that this would be romantic fantasy, which I would dare call the Just Said Aaron Crown romantic fantasy, because also, to me, romantic fantasy has to do with the writing style as well, and like the lens we're looking at things through. And I think that is true. And I also just think that I love it. And so I just think it's beautiful, perfect, and nothing is wrong with it. Now, this book, I don't know. I don't know about her, but I am excited to read it. And that's all I have for you. So I want to do this one. I also have When the Moon Hatch coming in again, and we don't have to talk about it. Yes, I'm trying it one more time. I just have to try it one more time. There has to be something in there I'm gonna like. Ashley, if you're watching, you were the legitimate only reason I am trying that book again, because your taste for fantasy romance is too good. I don't know about that snake book, but everything else, I'm like, so we're going to try it one more time. But that's at the library right now. That's not for us here. Today, this book showed up at my house. Yes. Yes. This is the 4th book in the Woven Kingdom series by Tahada Mafi. This is Every Spiral of Fate. And just let me not break my arm. But here you go. She's beautiful. She's a stunner. Yes, she's shiny. These are the other books on the back. But yeah, I am very, very excited to read this. Did I already kind of forget everything that happened in All This Twisted Glory? For sure. I have to tell you, these books are really good, but these are going to be such great books to reread. Because I don't know what is happening and what is going on. And for some reason, this is not sticking in my brain. But neither did Shatter Me. So it may be a writing style thing. I don't know. But I'm excited. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I remember what happened. That was a really crazy ending, actually, to that 3rd book. Kind of surprised my brain didn't remember that for a second. Interesting. But anyways, those are the books on the TBR. I also have some other library holds coming in. I do have some over there, but we're not in the mood for those over there. We're in the mood for this. This is it. This is all. So I'm going to read this. I'm probably going to update y'all. Yeah. Probably more than the Reader Unhaul. So the Reader Unhaul will have my final review after I've sat on it for a while. But in here, we're going to read this together. All 5. Okay, goodbye. We're going to do it. Hello, you guys. I come to you completely finished and post crying with the Jasad Crown. I just can't. I don't know. This was the perfect follow-up and finale to the Jasad Heir. It really is. There is nothing I would have done differently. There's nothing I wish had been done differently. It was all so good. And I just really think you all need to go read this. Just because I want to see what everyone thinks. Because I'm interested. And I hope you enjoy it. But I loved this. I loved this so much. And I can feel... Jake is laying on the pillow that is kind of the tripod to my camera right now, so sorry. I could feel myself slowly, and by that I mean incredibly rapidly, concerningly rapidly, descending into a slump. And we can't have that. So, in honor of making the reading vlogs have a little bit of a comeback with having some serious reading, because I need to have a serious time off my phone, because it's not good. I don't think it's good for anything. I'm having a bad time on that device. So I have broken the old Kindle out again. Yes, I have. And I am, honestly, I'm going with my tried and true, which this is kind of what I was thinking of doing. And then I FaceTimed my best friend and I was like, what do I do? And I proceeded to show her a stack of books, which we talked about. And then there was some extra, because of course there were. And then I showed my partner, and I went through the whole stack, all the reasoning, rationale. And what we landed on was rereading some books that I flew through to then hopefully continue on the series. And we will see if I'm able to do that. I would really like to do that. Although the first thing I said to my friend when I told her I finished this book was, this is why I don't finish series, because they just hurt my feelings. Because now it's done. And I love a duology, but I hate a duology. Like that, it's just so deeply upsetting and wonderful and lovely all at once. The book that I have picked out is Glint by Raven Kennedy. This is the second book in the Plated Prisoner series. And I do own them physically, but I'm just kind of in the mood for a KU feeling. And that comes with reading it on my little Kindle. So that's why I have that ready to go. I needed something that had similar world building to Daughter of No Worlds, because I did say that I started that one, and I have started my reread of that, and I'm interested in that, but I do fear I like that series more so far, and it would put me deeper into a slump if I also finished that trilogy after this, because I love that book so much, and I think there's so much potential for the next two books. So I'm like, I need something that the bar's low and I'm here to have fun with it, you know? So that's why Glint has been chosen. I will be rereading this one. I will be rereading Gleam. And then the rest of the series is brand new material to me. And I'm super excited for it. I wanted to skip rereading Guild because, I mean, quite frankly, I don't feel like that book really had a whole lot going on in it plot-wise that I need to reread it. Because it was kind of just like a setup, I feel, for the actual series kicking off in book 2. So with that in mind, I'm going to start book 2 now. When I read these first 3 for the first time, I think that I flew through them so quickly, and it is the writing style. It's this perfect balance between a more serious fantasy genre kind of writing style, and then also the whimsy and just, I don't know, it's this indescribable, just kind of fun feeling that I get when I read a romantasy from the KU catalog. Okay, Jake is just shaking up the tripod. That's beautiful. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm back to doing. I'm going to read this. I absolutely fell down the rabbit hole of this book the first time, so I anticipate that happening again. I really don't remember a whole lot. I'm excited to reread that and see what's going on. I am having a incredibly high anxiety day, and honestly, I was like, what if I disappear from the internet forever and I actually just go live in a fantasy woods? What if I did that? That's not really an option right now. Land's really expensive. So what I am going to do is I'm going to read this. And that'll give me the same vibe, right? Yeah, probably. I'm going to put on my little playlist and just have a good little time. And I'll be so honest. It was a really close call that I was just going to go reread both these books. It was really close. I also do have my copy of The Phoenix King now, and my friend is going to text me when she is going to start that one, because the sequel to that one comes out next month. And I loved The Phoenix King when I read it the first time. If y'all haven't read that, highly recommend. It is like this hybrid of fantasy sci-fi vibes. It's a fantasy feeling and written. Fantasy just has a writing style, and I feel like sci-fi has a writing style, so that's what I mean. But there is a fantasy writing style there, and kind of like the way Red Rising does, but it's got like this aesthetic of Dune, but meets castles and magic. I don't know anything about Dune, so keep that in mind. But what I do know of Dune, all the sand and the whatnots, I don't know. It is just a vibe and a half. So I am excited to get back to that too, but we're fully into the fall reading, because fall is for fantasy around these here parts. And I also want to be in another world. So that's what we are about to go do. And I'm excited for it. So let us begin. Y'all, I don't even know what to tell you. So I just went through and I filmed my little wrap up, my little TBR for the month, what's going on with my reading.
I don't really quite know, frankly. And now I have no idea what I want to read. So I actually went last night. I don't know where my Kindle is, but I sampled Glint. I sampled House of Bane, Blood and Bane, whatever. Bane and Blood? Blood and Bane? I don't know. One of those, however many I said. I'll put the covers up. When the Moon Hatched. What else did I say? Oh, A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly. I did like several romantasies, and none of them are really pulling me in. I'm not sucked into them. And I think maybe what I need is something that's a little bit more of a hee hee ha ha. I'm wondering if I need to reread. So I have two ideas. I have two ideas for this. I need to go put these books back on my shelves in the library. And by these books, I mean like this whole stack right here. So, oh, ow, ow, ow. I don't know why. Every time I see a big stack of books, I'm like, I can hold that. Yeah. We're gonna go put these back on the shelves so that I don't have a pile of books on the floor stressing me out. Don't know why it's stressing me out, but it does. And then I think we can... Do I need to go to the library today? I have this stack of books, but I don't really want to go. I don't really want to drive. But I think what we'll do is we will go put these on the shelves right now, and then we will... Oh my god, get up there. Actually, you know what? Get on my head because my hair does look a little crazy. We will go and see the books I'm talking about, because here's the thing. I'm wondering if a YA fantasy series wouldn't get me out of this. And I say that with this right next to me, actually, as a matter of fact. And I'm wondering, because I feel like they are fast-paced, they are gripping, they've got the dramatics, they got friendships, romance, murder, what murder? Like, I think it could work. I am going to put it back on the shelf, though, because I don't know for sure. But I have a few of those in mind. I'm also wondering if maybe, like, a little historical mystery moment might work. Just, I feel like I am in the depths, okay? And I feel like it is all their fault. So, I need to figure it out. Because this is the thing. I need another book that has either a plot and world that is double as engaging as that one was, or characters that are. I don't think I'm going to find one that balances both. I just don't. I think I will be searching the earth for all of eternity, aka until she puts out another book. Which is whatever, dude. I'm not going to say it's fine. It's deeply upsetting. But I will wait. I also do need to edit my little wrap-up moment I just did. So I'll probably go put these books up. We'll edit, and then we'll chat and see what could be read next. I think that is a good plan. So let us go do that. I feel like a nice little ASMR moment of me putting the books up would be quite nice. So we're gonna do that. Okay, I'm done with the editing, done with all of that jazz. Thank God. I don't know what needs to happen, reading-wise. I am having a bad brain day. Not a bad day, just a bad brain day. Anxiety, high. I just want to read something fun, something comforting, something good, and I don't know what that is. So, to me that kind of screams we need a reread, which, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there is potential here. I'm kind of feeling this. I feel like this is good. I kind of want to reread this. Not on the TBR that I literally just made. No, it's not. And then over here, oh, where is it? Oh, right there. Truth Witch. But I don't know if my brain is in like a place for a big fantasy moment. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. Also, do I want a YA fantasy? I don't know. Like I know I want to read. I wish my brain could just decide what it is that I want to read. You know what I mean? It's just so annoying. Like, why do I have to make this decision on my own? What do you mean it can't come predetermined? Hello? That would make life easier for me. This book is so hard to get to. So, there's this one. That is a great cover. That is true. That is true. I just don't know. It doesn't feel right. I just need something that I'm gonna enjoy, is easy to read, is a fun time. And YA fantasy definitely does that, but I don't know. So maybe we will bring this. And we will see. I don't know. Hello. The coffee is not kicked in. You can tell. I am outside of the Costco, and I wanted to update you on the most random book that I started. So I'm buddy reading this with Shay, and I'm so excited about it. I did make it to 86 pages in, chapter 20 last night, and it does have this little bookmark. We're hiding it from Ginger because last time she ate half of the other one, so perfect. But this is this author's adult debut, and I got it in the Fairly Adult Fantasy box. So that bodes well for me, and so far I am really enjoying it. It is like a good little time. This is the thing that I'm a little confused with. Okay, so she lives in a version of the world as we know it, and she gets this letter from this aunt who, she's like, we don't have an aunt, so what are you talking about? And essentially it's saying, hey girl, got some stuff for you, do you want it? And she's like, well, I gotta pay my bills. So she goes to meet, turns out to be some fae. She makes a deal with the fae to find something, because apparently she has like an inherent ability to find things. I don't really know, but it is definitely the fae as like a cruel princey version of the fae. So mean, conniving, evil, weird creatures. It's kind of like that, and I do enjoy that. The writing style is also very fun. I'm really enjoying the writing style. I think it was on page 2 that my brain was just like, oh, I like this. Because it said, it wasn't something you could see, but as she splashed her face with water, then brushed her teeth, her head turned slightly to the side, a strange velvety warmth filling the air, though it was only a vague sense that she couldn't name. She didn't even realize she leaned into it, like a cat arching its back against a doorway. A doorway. Yes, that is what she leaned into, but she didn't know it yet. I was like, I love the way that sounds! I don't know why, but the way that this is working very much, like, gives me the same feeling when I read a book that has, like, a creepy, eerie forest in it. So kind of like the Raven Boys forest, the Luminaries forest, but it's a doorway into a different realm. I love that idea, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be reading. I did not think... This is the most random book to have picked up. I thought about picking up The Kiss of Deception and then reading that trilogy, and because I really want to read The Dance of Thieves, but I want to read the trilogy first because I have heard to do that. But then I was like, you know what? This one is brand new. Let's do this. The sequel comes out next month. Perfect timing, some may say. So I am having a good little time, and yeah, we just did a little grocery pickup. We are getting obviously a little bit more here, and then I'm going to spend the day doing some reading. My bestie reads fast, so I have to stay on top of it, or I am going to be the child left behind. So I'm gonna actually get some reading done right now, and I will see you guys when I am having some more thoughts, perhaps. Okay, hello you guys. I have made it 220 pages into this, and I think it's gonna be a DNF for me because I am not feeling invested or connected to literally anything in this book right now. I feel like the plot is interesting enough, but there are obviously subplots and things that have to happen for us to get to like the real meat and potatoes of it, and we are not doing that, and I don't know why, because I also like the writing, but sometimes she just decides to simply not write things. There are times where she says things or writes things in a way that honestly helps to further the story along faster. An example of this is if we have already witnessed like our main character going through something and then she has to tell the Fae King about it, it will just say like, and then Bristol proceeds to tell him about this. It doesn't recount it again and rehash it. So I think that in that instance, it does help move things along and not lend itself to bogging down the story. But with that being said, I just read a thing, and this is one of the things I love. And this is a fantasy. I understand it's not a fantasy romance. I get it. But we are very clearly focusing on this romance within this fantasy world, so it kind of is dabbling within that, you know? And they are at this training scene, and he challenges her, and she challenges him back, which is a big no-no, because he is the king. And so it then proceeds to be like, it's gonna be this thing where they're gonna go 3 rounds and tussle, and then it just says, and then later on that night. And I'm like, why did we skip? Like, that would have been a great scene. It would have built up their banter and relationship and made what we're getting to in the Grove every night make sense. Why they're becoming friendly with each other instead of hating each other because they're on opposite sides, but really they're on the same side and they're learning that. But we're not seeing any of that. It just kind of hints at it and then is like, all right, now look this way. I am disappointed in that. I'm not liking it as much as I was when I first started it. And if this was a normal like 350, maybe even 400 page book, I may continue on just to see the ending, but this is over 500 pages. Like, this is where I'm at, and I feel like that's far enough in that I should be invested, but I'm not, because also the characters aren't really much in here. Like, I like them, I like the bones they have, but then we just don't really do anything with it. I am sad to say, especially because I don't really keep books that I DNF, but this is a beautiful book, so we may be bringing back the sprayed edges shelf just for this one alone. But I don't think it's going to be one I continue. I just don't. And now at this point, I really don't know what I'm going to read next, but I do think I'm going to close out this little weekend vlog here. Unfortunately, we didn't even really find anything. You know what I could read? What if I close out with attempting to say what my TBR will be? Maybe then it's like on a higher note. I think I'm just going to full swing back into romantasy and see what we can do there. And maybe I need a reread. Maybe that's just what I need to do, and this is on my October TBR. So I think I'm gonna look at Quicksilver. The other option here is A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly, which is a KU romantasy that I have seen good things about. And there's 3 books out right now. The 4th one comes out this year, so I feel like maybe that would be good too. And I know that that one has so many things that I like in it. And the people I've seen read it and like it are people that I have similar taste to. So maybe I'll go sample that, and if I can't get into that, we'll go to this. But we will see. I think the mood reading vlog that will be after this is going to be very romantasy because it's fall and I'm in the mood for fantasy, but I don't necessarily have the attention span for like
an epic fantasy. So I want a fun fantasy. I want a fun little time. So that is my plan. Definitely let me know down below what you're currently reading, if you're enjoying it. What are you reading for fall? What are we doing for fall? What's going on? What's the happenings? I don't know. Leave me a little pumpkin emoji down below, or a crying emoji because of how disappointed I am in freaking Bristol Keats, but I'm not going to be bitter about it. It's fine. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a great day. Make sure you drink your water, stay hydrated, be kind, lead with empathy, and go have a good day on purpose because you deserve it. And if you haven't read Quicksilver, do it. Brimstone comes out next month. We gotta get ready for probably heartbreak. Love it. Bye.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.